I walked straight through the Grove and nobody recognized me. And it was, I was like, this sucks, man.
Are you ready, everyone? This is a video you won't be able to stop watching. Today we're showing 20 times Hollywood superstars were completely ghosted in public crowds.
To Times Square to test the theory. I wore a Superman t-shirt, stood underneath the giant wraparound Batman v Superman posters in Times Square. And got stopped twice. Once by
From Mr. Bean buying something and the cashier saying, "You really look like Mr. Bean," to the real Superman standing right under a Batman versus Superman poster. These moments are unbelievable. You think you'll recognize them? I bet you won't hit like. If you're curious, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss this series. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
And then my room was upstairs right there. Jenny. I used to live here.
Adam Sandler, Hollywood's king of comedy, wearing a North Face hoodie, basketball shorts, and a face mask, walks into IHOP in Long Island. A 17-year-old hostess stares at him and casually says, "It's a 30-minute wait, sir." Sandler nods and quietly turns around and leaves. No shouting, no "Do you know who I am" moment. Just a regular guy getting turned away from pancakes. The moment later went viral on TikTok, and the hostess even posted an apology video saying, "Please come back." Sandler responded with a funny tweet. "I only went there because I heard the all-you-can-eat deal didn't apply to milkshakes." During a preview screening of Valkyrie, a young man sitting right in front of Tom Cruise was enthusiastically trash-talking War of the Worlds. "That movie is garbage. The worst I've ever seen." Tom Cruise sat silently listening to everything for about 5 minutes. When the guy turned around, someone behind him pointed and said, "Tom Cruise is sitting right there." The stare from the action star made the entire theater go completely silent. No more words were spoken, just the chilling silence of a Hollywood legend. In 2014, Jennifer Lopez quietly returned to her childhood home in Castle Hill, Bronx.
Huh? My name is Jennifer, and then my room was upstairs right there. Jenny. I used to live here.
An elderly black man was standing on the front porch. She smiled and said, "I used to live here?" The man looked surprised. J-Lo pointed upstairs. "My room was up there." The man frowned. "What's your name?" "Jennifer." "Jennifer Lopez." He shook his head. "Who is Jennifer Lopez?" J-Lo stood there, speechless, mouth open, before letting out an awkward smile. A $1 million global superstar forgotten by her own hometown. On the R train heading to Brooklyn for his own concert, Jay-Z sat next to a 67-year-old woman, Ellen Grossman.
Not very famous, you don't know me. My name is Jay. What's your name?
Ellen, what do you do?
Ellen.
Did you just do a performance?
I'm on my way to a performance in Brooklyn.
She asked him, "Are you famous?" Jay-Z smiled softly and replied, "Yeah, but not that famous. I don't think you'd know me." They talked about New York, about life in general. The woman had no idea she was sitting next to a rap legend on his way to a sold-out 18,000-seat show. Just two strangers on a New York City subway, a quiet, poetic moment in the middle of the city. To prepare for Collateral, 2004, Tom Cruise wore a FedEx Up Essie-style uniform, a baseball cap, and blended into the busy streets of Central Market, Los Angeles. He delivered packages and spoke with dozens of people passing by. No one recognized him. Even standing in broad daylight in the middle of a crowded market, one of the world's biggest action stars was simply just a normal delivery guy. Director Michael Mann later confirmed that this was exactly how Cruise managed to completely disappear into the role. In 2002, a 10-year-old boy at the Bronx Zoo spent the whole afternoon playing in the rain with 3 British children.
I never thought to look in here. Like this is life. Shut up. If Filch comes round the corner, it's off Gryffindor.
He had no idea that one of them was actually Daniel Radcliffe, the real-life Harry Potter. The boy's mother casually chatted with the adults, accompanying the group with no special attention. No wizards, no magic spells, just 4 kids running around in the New York rain. At that time, Daniel Radcliffe was simply one of the most ordinary children in the world. A little boy stood in front of a reptile information board at the zoo. His mother was busy talking, so he asked a nearby stranger to read it out loud for him.
And everything, and he's kind of not interested. Like, how do you make a lion do? All of a sudden, I look over, I see this, one of the handlers is going back and forth with the zebra, and I was like, what is she doing? And I look over, and the lion's just like, whoop.
The stranger smiled, read everything clearly, and even explained a few details. That stranger was Scarlett Johansson. The boy said thank you and ran off without a second thought. To him, she was just a kind, friendly big sister for the day, not Black Widow, not a Hollywood star. At the ski resort, a woman shouted at Pierce Brosnan, thinking he had cut in line. "You're not allowed to cut like that." Pierce stood there silently and took it. Later, she told her husband, "That guy shouldn't have cut in front of me." Her husband's eyes widened. That was James Bond. The woman just shrugged and said, well, he still shouldn't have cut. While filming the first Avengers movie in Albuquerque, Chris Evans wore a baseball cap and sunglasses and went to buy a ticket to see Bridesmaids. He handed over a credit card under the name Christopher Evans and even signed it. The cashier just processed the payment without a second glance. It wasn't until later, when checking the receipt, that the person behind the counter realized Captain America had just bought a ticket to a romantic comedy like any regular guy. Have you ever met an idol without even recognizing them? Drop your story in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so I can bring you more real-life stories like this. A man a stranger randomly meets and talks with Keanu Reeves on the street, not immediately realizing he's a major movie star, just thinking he's a really friendly guy. Keanu is extremely humble and polite throughout the conversation. The moment is secretly filmed and later followed by an interview explaining what happened. Kevin Bacon once went undercover at the Grove, wearing a fake nose, fake teeth, and glasses.
I walked straight through the Grove and nobody recognized me. And I was like, this sucks, man.
To experience what it's like to be just a normal person. The result: nobody recognized him at all. Later, he admitted, I hated it. It felt strange, like being invisible. In 2016, Henry Cavill casually stood in a t-shirt right beneath a massive Batman vs. Superman poster in Times Square.
To Times Square to test the theory. I wore a Superman t-shirt, stood underneath the giant wraparound Batman v Superman posters in Times Square. And got stopped twice. Once by some...
Hundreds of people walked past, taking photos of the billboard above him, completely unaware that Superman himself was standing right there in front of them. Rowan Atkinson walked into a Land Rover parts store to buy some components. The staff chuckled and said,
and he came up to me after a while and he said, "Excuse me, but you're the absolute spitting image of that." And I said, "Well, actually, I am the actor who plays Mr.
"You look just like Mr. Bean." Rowan simply nodded. Then they added, "But you're not actually him, right?" He just smiled, paid for the parts, and left without a word. Even Mr. Bean can sometimes go completely unnoticed. That's a wrap, everyone. We've just finished 20 hilarious moments of superstars getting completely ghosted in public. Which one was the funniest to you? Drop the number in the comments. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so I can keep bringing you more chill and fun videos like this. Thanks for watching all the way through. Love you all. See you next time.